department to answer this question. I am sure that out of 30 questions, without reading anything on HR, you will get 10 marks. What is the leave rules? What is minimum CDA rules? Everybody knows about the day-to-day things of happening in the office. So after attending this session, today's full day session, I'm sure that many of you, not many, almost all of you will get 20 out of 30. So remaining part to get 25 marks, you have to work hard. You have to read the manuals. You have to work out the problems, because nowadays, for the past 3-4 years, problems are coming in HR also. Like calculation of gratuity, calculation of pension, how the increment for loss of pay is postponed, how the penalty, minor penalty, major penalty has been imposed in CD under CDA rules. So all these aspects are coming today. So right now I'm closing my video so that you will have a better quality of my audio also. Thank you. With this, we will continue our slides. So I think you will be able to see the full screen of today's meeting.
Yes, sir, we are able to see that.
Yeah, 1 minute. So this is the first slide. This is about rationalization of our pay scales. One more thing before that. This is the first slide. Fortunately, there is no wage revision has come for the 2024. This is this wage revision, which was due in 2018, was released in the year 2022. I hope all of you will get the new wage revision in the year, in the early of 2026, I hope. I think 2 days before also, question was raised in the parliament to the finance minister to quickly settle the wage revision of the general insurance employees. I hope they have also cleared, maybe in the month of, I think before March, you will get the wage revision for the 2026. With this good news, we will start the today's session. The wage revision, I will also tell during explaining the slide, I will tell what are all the important questions which were asked in the last years. Maybe from 2014, I have the questions. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, almost 7-10 years questions are there. Compiling all these questions, I found that many questions are repeated one. I will tell which are all the questions very important for the examination point of view. Note down in your book so that you can concentrate more on that topic. The wage revision 2022 is applicable to all the employees, class 1, class 2, class 3, who are regular employees, who are not a contract basis, who are not appointed on contract basis, and apprentice also. For those, this wage revision is not applicable. And this wage revision, that is current last wage revision, was due from 1st August 2017. It was published in October 22. And it is for the employees who are all existing as on 1/9/2017 and who were died, retired, and reaching the age of superannuation or opted for VRS. For those employees also, this wage revision is applicable. So they may ask question on this. One time they asked this question. The wage revision 2022 is not applicable to one of the following categories of employees. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that they will give contract employees appointed on contractual basis, employees resigned during the period, employees appointed on apprentices basis. So all these questions they will give. So you have to mark the correct answer. And this is not applicable to employees who were terminated, dismissed, or important. For those employees terminated by the domestic inquiry and dismissed subsequently, or if they have resigned from 1/8/2017 to up to the publication of the wage revision, that is 14/10/22, this wage revision is not applicable. Others, this is applicable. And one more thing is, it is not applicable to last point. Not applicable to employees appointed on contractual basis and to whom rationalization scheme does not apply. Example, apprentice employees. So nowadays, now our officers are appointing assistants on apprentice basis. For those employees, this wage revision is not applicable. So this is about the first-hand information about your wage revision 2022. Next wage revision is effective from 1/8/2022. So you will get the arrears from this date to up to the date of publication of the your wage revision. Second part. This is important one, very important on those points of DA. Percentage of DA calculated on your basic. So what is the percentage applicable? That is 2022 wage revision. The value per slab is 0.08%. So that is the part. This question has been asked twice for the past years, and this DA is applicable. It will be revised from February, May, August, November, based on the index of December, March, June, September. You should not be confused about this point. Bracket I have mentioned December, March, June, September. This is the quarter for calculating the CPI index. So based on this index, for December, you will get the revised DA effective from February. December CPI will be published in the month of January. So your DA will be revised effective from February. Similarly, for March, you will get from May. June, you will get from August. Up to September, you will get from November. So here one important point is, in September 25, your CPI has been revised. So you got your revision of DA in the month of November 25. That is last month. That is December salary, November salary you got with increased slab. Does anyone know what is the current slab? Do you know the current slab for the PSGIC employees? Okay, I will tell. It is 827 slabs. 827 slabs, which will be calculated for per value of slab is 0.08%. Multiply 10,000 into 0.08%. You will get the value per slab. Multiply this into 827. You will get your DA for the month of November, December, January. For example, if a class 4 officer's basic salary is 50,000, multiply 50,000 into 0.08%. That will be the value per slab, which will be multiplied by 827. You will get the current slab of DA. So basic 50, DA some around 35,000. Basic plus DA will come around 50 plus 30, 80,000 or something. So this is the calculation of part. So this everyone must know. During my experience, many of the employees, including class 1 officers, scale 2 officers, scale 3 officers, scale 4, doesn't know what is the current slab, what is the DA applicable for their, according to their basic, whether their normal increment has been released or not, whether their FPA has been released, whether their stagnation increment is due or not, whether it is released or not. So this part, all officers must know. Take your salary slip, what is the basic, calculate the DA, calculate the CCA, HRA, whether it is correct or not. That you must perform it frequently. So that is part of DA. So questions on, they may ask, effective from the month of February, May, August, November. That is one question. Another question is based on the CPI index of, it will be revised in December, March, June, September. So two questions are there. Don't confuse this. And one more question is the DA's percentage is 0.08%. And next is HRA, CCA, depending on the class of city. Functional allowance for specific functions they have released. Transport allowance. For those who are scheme, I tell you when the particular FPA slide comes, it is very, very important. Almost one question is coming on FPA every year. FPA based on cadre, which cut off date 1/11/93 or 22/6/2000, whichever is applicable. For those employees joined between these dates, those employees will get FPA, and the amount I will show you when the slides come. So this is the HRA, effective from 1/8/2017. Unless your wage revision is revised, you will not get the increased HRA. Your DA, merger of DA and CCA. Other benefits they will increase. For example, last week, there is a good news for all the officers. Those officers who got technical qualification, licentiate, associate, fellowship, almost many of you, almost 90 to 95% of you will got the fellowship qualification. For those officers, a good amount of 6,300 rupees allowance every month is there, effective from 1/10/25. So I will show you that circular also during when the technical qualification allowance is coming. So this is about HRA. HRA, one is place of posting. This is very important. Second is, what is the percentage of HRA? These are all the two questions important. For scale 1 to 2, they may ask percentage of HRA for metro cities, or they may ask what is the percentage of HRA applicable to Faridabad. So you have, the option is 8%, 7%, 10%, none of the above. So you have to click 10% is Faridabad, and the percentage 8% for others with population exceeding 12 lakhs. And all cities in the state of Goa. 2 times this question has been asked. What is the percentage of HRA applicable to the state of Goa? So 8% is the color. This percentage is common for all class of employees. Class 1, class 2, class 3 and 4. Percentage is common, but I will repeat, the maximum amount is also common. See the slide. Percentage is common, maximum amount is common, but the only difference is minimum amount. Minimum amount may differ, and maximum amount is common for all the category of employees. That is for first category, serial number 1, Mumbai, Navi Mumbai and Kolkata, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Bangalore. Maximum amount is 7840, class 1, class 2, same amount, class 3, same amount. Compare this. So that's why a comparison has been made for those officers with scale 3 to 4, scale 4 to 5. Some analysis questions has been asked. HRA is common for all categories of employees. This statement is true. Another statement is HRA is not common. Maximum HRA is not common for all category of employees. This statement is wrong. So minimum will differ. Minimum amount of HRA will differ for class 3 and 4. That is a minimum for population exceeding 12 lakhs, it is 1475. And for all other places, it is 1400. That is minimum amount. Again, maximum amount is common for all the 3 rows. 7% maximum, 7% maximum, 7% minimum is 1400. There it is 1475. So HRA, they clubbed into 3 category. Remember, the category is 3 only. Compared to other CCA categories, it will differ. For HRA, the category is only 3 categories. First category is name extended to Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Faridabad, all CCA centers, where CCA is maximum. Ghaziabad, Noida, and Gurgaon. And other center is more than 12 lakhs, except cities mentioned above, and all cities of Goa. All other places, it is 7%. So percentage is 8, 10, 8, 7. Maximum amount is common for all category. The purpose of minimum is applicable only for class 3, 4 employees, not for class 2 and class 1. There is no minimum category of HRA for class 1 and class 2. The minimum HRA is applicable only for class 3 and 4, that too in second category and third category, not in first category. So compare this slide and be well versed on this one. This is CCA. Compare these 2 slides, HRA and CCA. There are only 3 categories in HRA. There is one more category in CCA. It is 4th category. First category is common for HRA and CCA. Second category is also common for HRA and CCA. Third is not common. There it is third is all other centers, all other places. Here, there is a bifurcation of third and fourth. B class center is there. That is 5 lakhs to 12 lakhs. That category is for CCA and with state capital with population not exceeding 12 lakhs. Chandigarh, Mohali and Panchkula, Pondicherry and Port Blair. In the year 2016 or 17, I don't remember the exact year, the city of Port Blair, the percentage applicable percentage of CCA is as follows. Question asked for scale 1 to 2. The percentage is only 2%. That is, Port Blair will attract 2% of CCA. Here, on comparing the slides of CCA, the maximum amount is not common. Maximum class 1 it is different, class 2 it is different, class 3 it is different. For again the second category also, percentage is only common. Percentage is common for all class of officers, all class of employees, not officers, all class of employees. Percentage is 3, 2.52. There is no concept of maximum amount common for all category of employees. Maximum is also differing. One more thing is there. There is no minimum concept. See the slide, whether any mention about minimum amount even for class 3 and 4. There is no minimum concept. Whereas HRA, there is a concept of minimum for class 3 and 4. Here, even for class 3 and 4, there is no concept of minimum. So these analysis questions will help for scale 4 to scale 5 officers opting for scale 5 promotion on competitive examination. And fourth category is for all other places, it is nil. There is no CCA concept. So an employee will necessarily get HRA, but not necessarily the CCA. In one place, where a remote center with which does not come under the first three category, there is no CCA payable to that particular employees. So for them, the CCA will be 0. For others, it is as per the percentage 3, 2.52. But for HRA, it is applicable for all employees. So this is another part, effective from 1/8/2017. This is very important. Hill station allowance. Hill station allowance is payable to employee who are transferred from a plain station to a hill station, where the height of the hills is mentioned as per the first para, that is 1,500 meters and over or above. In between 1,000 and 1,500. Third category is not less than 750 meter, but surrounded by a hill accessible with a height of 1,000 meters and over. So these are all the three categories. Percentage is applicable for all employees, class 1, class 2, class 3. Percentage is 2.5, 2, and again 2. There is no minimum concept. There is a concept of maximum is there, but maximum is not common for all category of employees. It is differing. Class 1, it is a different maximum. Class 2 and class 3, 4, it is same. Remember, HSA is same for class 2 and class 3 and 4, not CCA and HRA. Again, an analysis question. Class 2 and class 3 and 4 will get the same amount of HSA, but amount will differ for CCA and HRA. This is one more question may be asked for this time. So 1,500 meters and above, they will get a 2.5%. Maximum amount is specified for class 1 and class 2 and 3, 4. 1,000 meters between 1,000 and 1,500 is 2, and maximum they have mentioned. Third category is very, very important. It is not less than 750 meters and surrounded by and accessible only through a hills with a height of 1,000 meters and over. So third category means a good example is in Tamil Nadu, a place called Hosur is there. Hosur near Bangalore. Hosur is there. Many of you hailing from outside Hosur or outside Tamil Nadu may think that Hosur is a plain only, but how they are getting HSA? Because to reach Hosur, you have to climb a hill of near Dharmapuri, which is about 1,000 meters and between 500 and 1,000 meters, and then only you have to reach Hosur. So that's why the hill station allowance for Hosur has been granted with the minimum amount of 2%. That is third category. This category is you have to reach a place of height less than 750 meters. To reach this place, you have to climb, or it is surrounded by a hill of with height of 1,000 meters and over. So this is the narration of this one. Third category has been asked twice or thrice in the past year examinations. First two questions have been asked 1 or 2 times. So this slide is very important, particularly the third category. Not less than 750 and surrounded by and accessible only. Surrounded and accessible. Remember the words with height of 1,000 meters. So it is percentage is 2%. They will not ask 2%, 2.5% or maximum amount, but they will ask the wordings, that is surrounded by and accessible by, and meters, 1,500 meters and above, 1,000 and 1,500, 750 surrounded by a hill of more than 1,000 meters. So this is very important on these points. These are all the allowances. Before going to the allowance, I want to wish all the employees of class 1 who are going to get technical allowance from 1/10/2025. Almost many of you have completed the fellowship examination, almost 100%. You will get around 6,300 rupees monthly allowance, which was introduced from last month only. It was never introduced. This is the first time in the history of general insurance industry, right from 1973's nationalization. There was no technical qualification for class 1 officers. Only for class 3 and 4, this allowance was there. Many times, employees and unions have fought for this, but this time, GIEAIA has introduced this new concept. We will see this circular specifically in the next slide. Learn this point very importantly because this circular came in the month of October 25. So there is a possibility that questions from this technical qualification of class 1 may be asked for the current year examination of 27th December 2025. So this is my point. Transport allowance is 1,960 per month. It was from 1/8/2017. Second is very, very important. Conveyance allowance to physically handicapped officers, including deaf and dumb. Remember the words, including deaf and dumb. It was revised from February 25. So this question's answer is 400 rupees per month. Now, from 1/2/2025, this allowance for physically handicapped officers is revised from 400 to 600. This is applicable for class 1, class 2, and class 3 and 4. Remember, the same amount for all the class of employees. There is no difference of amount depending on the category of employees, depending on the class of employees. This is common for all the employees. This was revised effective from September 2025, including deaf and dumb. This is apart from the transport allowance they are drawing. Transport allowance for class 1 handicapped officers is now some 960 plus conveyance allowance for handicapped officers is 600. So they will get 1,960 plus 600 per month. This is per month. Third point, mid-academic year allowance, 1,625. This was asked twice or thrice or fourth times in scale 1 to 2 and scale 2 to 3. This was effective from 1/8/2017. There is no change. These changes will come effective only from next year. Maybe your wage revision has been revised in 2026. That time, these allowance mid-academic year transport allowance will be revised. Fourth one, kit allowance. Very important question. Kit allowance for class 1 officers is 9,000. It is effective from 2022. It is one-time amount. Who will get kit allowance? Remember, we have seen a person or officer transferred from a plane station, example Chennai to Uttarakhand. An officer has been promoted from Chennai from scale 1 to scale 2 and he was posted in Uttarakhand. For this officer, he will get hill station allowance because Uttarakhand has a height of more than 1,500 meters. So they will get maximum amount of 2.5% of hill station allowance plus he will get one-time amount of 9,000. This kit allowance is given to the officers to purchase woolen cloth, shoes, better shoes, and umbrella and sweaters like this to compensate the cooling effect of Uttarakhand. This kit allowance is given. This is for a one-time payment. This is a one-time payment. If further this officer has been transferred during his career from another term to another cadre in some other hill station, this amount will not be given. So this is an one-time payment in the career of class 1 officer. This amount is 9,000. Entertainment allowance. Divisional office in charge and branch in charge. This is 2120 and 1,770. This has been asked one or twice only. But kit allowance is very important. It has been asked 5 or 6 times. Next one is functional allowance for officers and audit vigilance. Scale 1 to 2 question. Audit, the functional allowance payable to a vigilance officer is 1,625. You have to click the correct amount of 1,625. They may ask 1,425, 1,725. So like this, they may ask, but you have to click the correct answer of 1,625. This is audit and vigilance. For audit officer and vigilance officers, this amount is there. Next is very, very important, Paradeep Port allowance. Paradeep Port allowance, it is in Orissa, which was which will be frequently affected by cyclones. This Paradip port is frequently affected by cyclone and storm. So that's why not only for general insurance industry, for banking industry and central government, this allowance is there. That is Paradip port allowance. For us, the amount is 265. It is common for all employees. An employee posted in Paradip port, nearby Paradip port, they will get the monthly allowance of 265. If he is transferred from that place, that amount will be withdrawn. So this amount is revised from 1/11/2022. So this is about Paradip port allowance. Very important. Note down the amount. It is applicable for all class of employees. Next is non-practicing allowance for doctors. This is a new type of question. It came in the year 2015 or 2014 itself, but thrice, I think thrice or four times this question has been asked. Doctors appointed in our company, even in scale 1, scale 2, they will get additional amount of NPA, that is non-practicing allowance, not non-performing asset in banking. It is NPA called non-practicing allowance. Doctors appointed in our company should not practice outside. So that is a condition in our appointment. To compensate this, they will get additional amount of 25% of his basic. Suppose if their basic is around 50,000. For example, if their basic is 50,000, they will get additionally 12,500. Allowance is only 25% of the basic, not a DA. Subject to the condition that this basic plus basic 50,000 plus 12,500 non-practicing allowance does not exceed the ultimate basic pay of scale 4 officer. That is scale 4 officer, it may come now around 1 lakh something. So that amount should not exceed the ultimate basic pay of scale 4 officer. This is a question asked in 3 GIEAIA promotion examinations. Answer is 25% of the basic pay, subject to one condition that basic pay plus NPA, that is non-practicing allowance, that is 25% of amount, does not exceed the ultimate basic pay of the scale 4 officer. Ultimate means the last basic stage of the scale 4 officer. It will be now around 1 lakh something. I will tell you the exact amount after in the afternoon. So this is one more question, important question for the examination point of view. This is for scale 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So these are all about allowance for class 1 officers. It is continuing for supervisory and clerical cadre. For them also the transport allowance is there. For development officers admin, this has been asked twice. Development officer admin will get 925 per month. Amount is 925. Conveyance allowance for physically handicapped for class 2, class 3 and 4, 600 rupees, effective from February 25. Allowance for collective cashier 2120. Then substaff carrying cash 1000 rupees. Functional allowance for liftman, head peon. This question they never asked in the previous examination, but just to go through it. Nowadays, even liftman, there is no liftman even in all the companies. Head peon, there is no head peon. And stenos attached to chairman, there is no, maybe in some companies, stenos are there still for chairman and DGM and GM. For them, the amount is 75. It was not increased because there is no stenographer. Directly, class 1 officer, class 2 officer is the PA for chairman and the GM and the DGM. So that's why this allowance has not been revised even during. Maybe this time, these allowances, they may withdrawn. Stenos and liftman, head peons, they may withdrawn from 2026 wage revision. Maybe. Telex operator, even telex operator, nowadays, there is no telex operator. There is no telex at all. But just note down the amount. Kit allowance. There is a kit allowance for class 3 and 4 also. Like class 1, class 3 and 4, the kit allowance is there. Amount is 2,250. But for class 3 and 4, there is no condition that it is one time. For them, it is 3 times. Kit allowance payable to a class 3 and 4 employees 3 times. But for class 1, it is only one time. Amount is small amount for class 3 and 4, 2,250. That means a class 3 employee If promoted in future to a further hill station, he may get second kit allowance of 2,250, and the third time also he will get 2,250. So this is the concept of kit allowance for class 3 and 4. Washing allowance for class 4, that is substaff, it is 355 per month. Again, Paradip port allowance for class 3 and 4. So these are all the probable benefits. The figure is there. So you have to remember the figures. Almost many of you are remembering also, but it is very easy. But nowadays they are not asking this direct questions of like this. They are asking some problems in CDA rules, problems in gratuity, problems in pension, that we will see thoroughly in the afternoon session. This is qualification allowance for SCS staff and class 2, that is for licentiate, and the Institute of Actuaries, CAICW. There is a amount has been mentioned in the slide. For SCS staff and class 2 amount is meager only, 555 compared to class 1 officers. Now they are receiving from last month 1,505, and fellow is 2,575. And for actuaries, they mentioned intermediate of CAICW is mentioned. Only one thing, one specific point is the last point. Completion of MBA of a recognized university or institution with AICTE approval course, an amount of 2,575 is payable for class 3 and staff, SCS staff only. That is supervisory clerical staff, not for class 2, not for class 1. So this is for completion of MBA, an amount of 2,575 is payable for class 3 and 4 staff. This is applicable for, so technical qualification is applicable for class 3, class 2, and class 1. So this is the new slide. Qualification allowance, technical qualification allowance for class 1 officers, effective from 1/10/25. Licentiate 800 rupees per month, associate 3,200 per month, fellowship 6,300 per month. I think GIEAIA has already issued the circular in the month of October 25. Now many companies, I think 2 companies, New India has released. I don't know about National and Oriental and United, but they got this GIEAIA circular. Individual board has to approve the amount. New India has got the circular 2 days back. I think maybe United India and National Oriental will get subsequently in a day or 2. So this question may be asked, but read this well. In case if they want to ask a new question, they may ask from this slide. The conditions are, first condition, new recruits are eligible only after confirmation. Contract, temporary, outsourced employees are not eligible. This is very, very important. This allowance is not a part of basic. So all allowance, many allowances are not part of basic. Only one allowance is a part of basic. I know many of you are aware that is that part is FPA, fixed personal allowance. Thus, that is part of basic. All other allowances are not a part of basic. So similarly, this allowance is not part of basic. That is not a part of basic means you will not get DA for this amount. So that is the concept. Third is amount is payable monthly basis along with salary. Effective date for the first amount is 1st October. Additional qualifications will be considered from the month following the intimation to HRM department. This is very, very, very important and crucial point. Because if you possess additional qualification after completing associate, now you possessed maybe last year itself you possessed fellowship. That amount, that intimation has to be given to your HRM department. Only then you will get the amount from the next month. See the third point. Example, if upgraded to FIA in December 25 and notified in the same month to HRM, the revised allowance is 6,300 is payable from January 26. So that means if you have not informed to HRM in December and if you informed in the month of January, you will get from February 26 only. So that is my understanding. I don't know how the head office is taking. Suppose if you have already possessed a fellowship and if you have not intimated to the HR department or your office, concerned office, do it immediately so that you will get from January at least, because now it is December. If you inform to your HR department, they will include your name and allowance from January. And fourth important point is, in case of LOP, this allowance shall be proportionally adjusted based on the days of absence. Very, very important. Sixth point, employees promoted from class 3 to class 1 are eligible for the revised benefit from the date of taking charge. So they clearly mentioned for promotees from class 3 to class 1 from date of taking charge. But for officers, not from the date of passing the exam, it is from the intimation to HR, and following that month only, following that month, amount will be released through salary. If you intimate in the month of December, you will get from January salary, not from December salary. Because it has been introduced from October 25. So automatically, all those officers who are possessed qualification and informed to HR department, their salary will be automatically, salary slip will be automatically include this allowance from December month or January month. I don't know how they are taking. But further qualifications has to be informed immediately. They will improve, they will release only from the next month, not from the date of publication. But for class 3 and 4, class 3 promoted to class 1, it is from taking charge, from the date of taking charge. So these are the three important points here. Officers from GIEAIA companies deputed to organizations within India are eligible for this allowance, but not eligible in case of outside assignment, that is foreign assignment. If you are posted to foreign countries, this amount will be withdrawn. If you are posted to some other GIEAIA or IRDA, deputed to IRDA, this allowance will continue. So these are all the important points on class 1 allowance. Read this well. They may ask question. You have to answer well so that you can grab 1 or 2 marks from this slide. Any doubt, please note down it, and I will give you time to ask the doubts so that you can clarify your doubts also. Graduation increment allowance. So this is assistants joined and after getting graduation, they will be given a increased amount of slab, that is lump sum amount 920 and 1625 for first year and second year, and this will continue. And the graduation allowance to record clerk is also from the date of promotion, and it will be withdrawn from the promotion to further cadre. For record clerk, it is 610, and if they promoted to senior assistant and other cadre, it will be withdrawn. For those clerical cadre assistants who are graduates before 1/8/2007 and reached the ceiling, this amount will be given, not automatic. They have to reach the ceiling, then only this amount will be revised. For first year, it is 920. Second year, on reaching the scale of maximum, it is 1625. So these are all the other benefits to SCA staff. This is FPA. This is very important. One question is sure on this slide, FPA. They will not ask the amount, but they will ask the eligibility criteria. Normally, FPA, the concept of FPA came in the year 1993 when the pension scheme was introduced in the year 1995. That is, those employees who were on roll as on 1/11/93 and subsequently joined up to 22/6/2000, they have given one increment, additional increment. So because of that, they will reach the ceiling 1 year before. To compensate this, and one increment that is called computer increment was given in the year 93-94 to compensate this. So on reaching this ceiling, this FPA will compensate that amount. So an employee, if he reached the ceiling, they will give one additional amount of FPA depending on the cadre as on 1/11/93 or 22/6/2000, whichever is applicable to that particular employee. For example, taking my case, as on 1/11/93, I was a stenographer, and I reached the ceiling of my class 1, sorry, scale 1, scale 2. I was scale 2. I reached the ceiling in scale 2 in the year 2008. So only in 2008, after reaching my ceiling in the particular scale, I have been released FPA particular to this stenographer cadre. Yes, on 11193, since I was stenographer, I have received 2,500 rupees FPA allowance. So this is for those employees joined between 11193 and 2000 or who were on roll as on 11193. For employees joined after this date, this FPA part is not applicable. Remember, this FPA part is not applicable for those employees joined after 22/6/2000. So this is the point on FPA. This is depending on the cadre, yes, on the particular date of 11193 or 22/6/2000 or in between dates, whichever is in which cadre they were on roll. For that particular cadre only, this amount will be released. Suppose if a GM, for example, a GM, now he is a GM, but as on one, he joined in, for example, he joined in the year 1999 as direct report officer. If he reached the ceiling in GM and if he is a scale 1 officer during that year, that is 1999, he will get 2710. Now he is GM, but he will get the FPA applicable to that cadre. As on 1999, he was scale 1 officer, 2710 is payable to him, not the cadre of scale 1 5070. So remember that point. One more additional important point is the entire amount of FPA will be taken into account as a part of basic, which will be included as HRA, PF, pension, gratuity, and encashment of earned leave. Since this FPA is added in your basic pay, you will get HRA increased amount, PF, pension, gratuity, and encashment of earned leave, but one part is missing. Entire amount of FPA will be reckoned as basic pay for the purpose of HRA, PF, pension, gratuity, and not for DA. Remember, for calculating DA, you should not add your FPA. For calculating DA, only basic pay is essential. For calculating HRA, PF, pension, gratuity, encashment, this FPA will be included. One more allowance is not included. I will tell you, CCA. To calculate CCA, this FPA is not applicable. So the left out portion is only DA and CCA. All other components are included as part of basic for this FPA. Remember this condition well, so that you will be able to answer this question. For scale 1 to, they are asking this amount also. Development officer grade 1, what is the FPA payable? What is the FPA payable for senior assistants and stenos and assistants? Scale 4, scale 5. But this cadre is not the present cadre. You have to remember in that during 11193 or 22/6/2000, in between dates, if they recruited or if they are on roll, then for that particular cadre, only, that is scale 1 or RC or stenographer or assistant, this amount is applicable and it will be released now, since they reach the ceiling of the current basic. So this is very important. If any doubt, you can note down it. This is also very important. Stagnation increment. So this is after granting FPA. FPA will be granted if you reach the scale of ceiling in the basic. 1 year after reaching the scale of stagnation, FPA will be released. Suppose if you reached the ceiling in the year 2024, 1st January 24, you have reached the ceiling. Then you are not eligible for next increment because your amount has been, your basic has been stagnated there. During that time, January 25, you will get the FPA if you are eligible. And this stagnation increment will be given after 2 years after releasing the FPA. So that is 3 years from the service from last drawn increment or 2 years from FPA drawn. So FPA will be drawn immediately 1 year after reaching the ceiling. Stagnation increment will be given 3 years after the reaching of ceiling or 2 years after getting the FPA amount. So that is the one part. Condition is reporting officer must give a clear work record report for you and from vigilance and interdepartmental disability department, that is the vigilance department, has to give clearance so that the concerned RO will release the stagnation increment. For class 1, scale 1 will get 3 stages, scale 2, 5 stagnation, scale 3, 2 stagnations are there. So for class 1, scale 1 is 3 increment. 3 stagnation increments will be there. Scale 2, it is 5 stages will be there. Scale 3 is 2 stages are there. For class 2, grade 1, it is 4 stages. Grade 2, it is 3 stages. Class 3 and 4, for assistants, it is 7 stages. Remember, the number of stagnation increment is more only in respect of assistants. And for senior assistants, it is 6 stages. And for assistants, the amount is not 3 years. That is, span is not 3 years. It is 2 years for assistants. For senior assistants and class 1 officers, the span is 3 years. For assistants, it is 2 years. These are all the important questions which were asked in the last year. Almost one question in stagnation increment also. So when you will get the stagnation increment, what is the condition and how many number of stagnation increments are there in particular cadre? Scale 1, max, what is the stagnation? Scale 2, scale 3, scale 1, grade 1 and grade 2 in development officers, for assistant 7. So they asked like this. The maximum number of stagnation increment is applicable to the following category of employees: senior assistants, assistant, stenographer, class 1 officer or administrative officer. So you have to click assistant because the number is more in assistant cadre only. It is 7. So like that, they will ask only 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. This question has been asked, and the span of years, that is once in 3 years, you will get the stagnation increment. For that, your work record should be clear, and a clearance from vigilance department, they should give the clearance. Vigilance department has to give the clearance to the concerned HR department. Then only you will get the stagnation increment. So FPA and stagnation are combined together. If you receive FPA, after that, after 2 years, you will get the stagnation increment. In case of assistant, if they reach FPA, they will get, after 1 year, they will get the stagnation increment. See, but certain cadres are not here. Just to see the slide, we have seen assistant, senior assistant, but not RC and substaff. Clear? So stagnation increment is not applicable to RC and substaff. And see the first row, class 1, scale 1, 3, scale 2, 5, scale 3, 2. What about scale 4? What about scale 5? What about scale 6 and 7? So for these cadres, stagnation increment is not applicable because the number is not logging there, because the officers getting ceiling in scale 4, scale 5 and scale 6 is very minimal. But in this cadre, scale 1, scale 2, scale 3, many officers have not been promoted to the next cadre, and since they are in the same scale, they are getting stagnation increments. For scale 4, scale 5, scale 6, scale 7, there is no concept of stagnation increment. And for RC and substaff, there is no concept of stagnation because they are automatically getting 1 increment on reaching the ceiling. Substaff reaching the ceiling will automatically get the RC next payments, next fixation. Similarly, an RC is, if he is reached the ceiling, next year itself, they will be fixed with the assistant combination scale. That is fixing with the assistant scale. So they will get one increment automatically. They will not get stagnation. There is no need to get vigilance department's recommendation and that is work record clearance, satisfactory work record for substaff and RC. So this is the concept of stagnation increment. Who is the, this is asked many times, who is the competent authority to release the stagnation increment? For scale 3 officers posted in regional office, that is in charge of the concerned RO, CRM or DGM. For SCS staff in HO and RO, officers not belong the rank of scale 3 or RO in charge. So this is who is the sanctioning authority, competent authority for stagnation. Just to go through the slide, it will be easy. Next is leave rules. We will complete this and we will be breaking for tea by 11:30 to 11:40, 10 minutes. By 11:30, I will, your clarifications on doubts, I will clarify your doubts. So we will go leave rules. It is very easy. Leave rules, you will expect around 2 to 3 questions, but very easy. That is combination of leave. What is the maximum CL? What is the maximum earned leave? What is the maximum sick leave? So like this, the questions are going. Many times scale 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 are getting direct questions from leave rules. First point is very important. One time they asked this question. Leave cannot be claimed as a matter of right. Any leave cannot be claimed as a matter of right. That is the main part on leave. And prior permission is must except 1 day leave, except 1 day CL. For 1 day CL, there is no prior permission is not needed. But for all other cases, 2 days CL, 3 days CL, 5 days CL, 6 days PL, maybe sick leave, permission is required. You have to intimate in case of SL. You have to intimate prior in case of EL. There is one question twice they have asked. What is the, you have to apply how many days before for earned leave? If you are going on earned leave 15 days or 6 days, how many days prior you have to apply? Many of we are not applying in advance. We are applying only after returning from the leave. But the condition is you have to apply 15 days in advance. So that is the correct answer for that. For PL, you have to intimate 15 days in advance. For SL, we cannot intimate in advance, but you must submit your medical certificate and fitness certificate once you resume for duty. So Sundays and holidays cannot be prefixed and suffixed. This is very important. Intervening Sundays and holidays will not be treated as leave other than CL. So for other than CL, it will be treated as leave. For CL, if you are taking CL on Friday and if you are taking CL on Monday, only 2 days will be debited, not 4 days. But if you are taking EL, earned leave from Friday up to 6 days, then Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be taken into account. So that is the point on this. Address while on leave should be mentioned. Headquarters should not be left without permission. You should not leave the headquarters without permission. This is a condition on CDA rule. We will go thoroughly on when we see this point. This is general rule on CL, and we will go particularly one by one. Number of leaves, that is types of leave. There are so many types of leave. We cannot exactly mention this is the type of leave. Casual leave, earned leave, sick leave, advanced sick leave, special sick leave, maternity, adoption leave, examination leave, quarantine leave, trade union leave. So many leaves are there, and different companies are using different names for advanced sick leave and special sick leave. For others, it is common. Earned leave or privileged leave, PL or EL, and maternity leave is common, adoption leave is common, paternity leave is also there. You can add that also. Slide is there, paternity leave, adoption leave, maternity leave and paternity leave. And this is very important. No leave in continuation conjunction with any other leave except combination of how the leave can be clubbed. Only with permission is you can club this leave with this leave only, not any other leave. So CL can be combined with exam leave or quarantine leave or LOP, not with any other type of leave. You cannot combine CL with EL. You cannot combine CL with SL. So that is main point. You have to remember this point. They may ask question several times, 3 to 4 times this question has been asked. Earned leave, sick leave, maternity leave, quarantine leave, earned leave with sick leave. Earned leave can be combined with sick leave, maternity leave, paternity leave, exam leave. See, similarly, earned leave cannot be combined with CL only. Earned leave cannot be combined with exam leave. That's all. Sick leave can be combined with EL, maternity, paternity, quarantine, LOP. Exam leave combined with all types of leave. Quarantine leave with CL, EL, SL, ML, it is combined with all type of leave. Leave on loss of pay with any other leave. It can be combined with any other leave, LOP leave. We will go thoroughly LOP. I have prepared one slide on specifically for LOP. Joining period of leave with any kind of leave. It can be joining period, can be clubbed with any type of leave, PL, SL. So combination of leave, you must know, thoroughly know which leave can be combined with which leave, which should not be. Casual leave, maximum is 12 days. This has also been 2 to 3 times. There are how many number of maximum CL can be granted particular year for a PSGAC employee? 12 days. Cannot be carried forward. It cannot be carried forward. If you are not taken the casual leave, it will be over by the next January. That is now we are in December. If you are having 10 days CL as on date, and if you are not claimed as on 31st December, it will be automatically vanished. It cannot be carried forward. Can avail maximum of 5 days at a stretch. Maximum 5 days and 12 days. Half a day CL can be taken. Maximum 6 times. Maximum 6 times. Some companies are taking 3 times. 6 times, maximum 6 times only. That is morning and afternoon, like that they made. But maximum 6 times half a day is allowed as per the manual. Intervening holidays will not be counted. Can be clubbed with exam leave, quarantine leave, LOP. During probation, this question has been asked twice. 30 days leave in service accrues 1 day for a month. That is 1 day for 1 month, like that they are granting during probation. In case of retirement also, this is very important. In case of retirement, suppose an employee is retiring in the month of January 26, he is not eligible for 12 days. He is eligible for only 1 day. If he avails more than CL, that will be converted to, or they will ask the person to take EL of 6 days. Like that, the employee will be asked, because they will not grant CL for more than 1 day if he is retiring on January 26. If he is retiring on March 26, his maximum eligibility is only 3 days, not 12 days. So this is important part on casual leave. Earned leave, very important. 1 day credit for 11 days of duty. 11 days of duty, very important. Not for 30 days. If you worked for 11 days, it will be credited. In a particular month, if you worked only for 22 days, remaining 8 days you were on EL. We will not take into account the 30 days for calculating EL. The company will take only 22 days since you were on leave, 8 days leave, 8 days PL on the particular month. While calculating EL, they will take for that particular month only 22 days, only 2 days will be granted, not more than that. Remember this. One question has been asked in the 2022 examination. Calculate the EL. He is availing sick leave for so many days. How many days CL will be credited? Like that they asked. But for casual leave, it will not be counted. Only for sick leave and examination leave, that will be deducted. Earned leave will not be credited for those days. Maximum accumulation 270, but for encashment, you will get only 240 at the time of retirement. Minimum 6 days. Maximum you can make a credit of 270, but you can take only 120 days at a time. That is how many days? 4 months. That is 120 days you can take maximum of EL, not more than this. This question, these 2 questions has been asked during the past years. I don't remember the exact year. While seeing the mock test, we will see when it was asked. So minimum 6 days, maximum 120 days. CL is minimum 1 day, maximum 5 days. So that you must compare. To apply 15 days in advance, 2 times this question has been asked. To apply 15 days in advance. Short-term EL can be granted only 2 days, maximum twice in a calendar year with prior permission only after exhausting CL. Only 1 time this question has been asked. Short-term EL. It is not automatic. After completing CL, you will not be eligible to take automatically 2 days CL, 1 day CL. Prior permission has to be obtained only after exhausting CL, not before that. During training, the leave accrues but cannot be availed. During training, the leave accrues but cannot be availed. I think now they have changed it. You can avail EL also. No. During training, you cannot take EL, but during probation, you can take EL. During training, you will get only CL. For every 1 month, you will get 1 day CL, not other leave. It will accrue, but you cannot take EL and EL. SL, of course, there will not be any possibility, but you have to take only. Can be clubbed with SL, paternity leave, can be clubbed with all types of leave except CL and except CL. And accrual beyond 240 days will start from this date. So 2017 only, from 2017 only, this 270 days came. Before that, it's 240. So they mentioned only 240 from this date only, not from that. So for calculation of EL, the maximum 240, not 270, but you can get up to 270. A short-term EL can be given during training. You will not be eligible, and for every 11 days, 1 day credit will be there. If you take SL, EL during a particular year, those leaves will be deducted and balance on sick leave. Entitlement of 30 days half pay, completed calendar year of service, subject to LOP adjustment. Here, if you worked for 1 month, I can take 1 day sick leave. Like that, you cannot take. It will be credited only first day of the year. Now it is December. You will be credited as your SL in the month of January 26. If you are already in your credit, number of days of SL is there, you can take. But for new recruits who joined in the month of September or July, there will not be any SL credit is there. They will get credit only in the month of 1st January 2026. After credit only, they can take SL. Suppose if EL is there, probationers also, they can take EL. But minimum number of days is 6. Provider for the year joining credit on the following 1st January. Maximum accumulation is 240 on half pay basis. Can be availed full pay basis also, but twice the number of days will be deducted. Medical fitness from registered medical and clubbing of leave. So this is about sick leave. Special sick leave and advanced sick leave. For major diseases, 9 I have mentioned. I think now they increased to 13 major diseases are there. Maximum 180 days will be given on half pay basis. That is special sick leave. You must, it should be only for confirmed employees. Only for extreme cases like cancer, blood cancer, or tumor, or that for major disease only they will give maximum of 6 months. This has to be approved by competent authority at head office, GM level or CMD level. This advanced sick leave, maximum 180 days will be given. For that, there should not be any leave, any sick leave in your credit or even EL. Only after exam, your RO has to recommend for you advanced sick leave and special sick leave. Special sick leave is a special leave. Advanced sick leave, they will grant, and the future SL credit will be adjusted against this advanced sick leave. That is the only difference. Special sick leave and advanced sick leave are only granted by head office, HR department of GM. But this advanced sick leave, future accrual of sick leave will be debited from this advance number of days given. For special sick leave, they will not deduct this future sick leave. This is maternity leave, very important. Female employee, including probationers, very important. Several questions has been asked. Whether the probationers are eligible for maternity leave. Yes, they are eligible. Only thing is, probation will be extended, that's all. They will get the salary, but only probation date will be extended. Female employees having less than 3 living children, that is only maximum 2, 1 and 2. For example, several doubts were raised last year. Suppose in the first confinement, twins are there. Whether they are eligible? Yes, it is only confinement basis. Already they are having 2 children, but it is they're born on twins, like twins. So second confinement is also there. So they are eligible for second confinement. Then in that case, third children will be taken care. So it is only maximum 2 confinement. So first confinement, 2 twins. Second confinement, 1 child. So total is 3. Maximum 12 months in entire service. First is 6, second for 6 months. You cannot take into account 12 months in a particular confinement. Maximum 180 days, that is 6 months for each confinement. Miscarriage is also applicable for between 12 to 26 weeks. Can be clubbed with EL, quarantine, loss of pay, but not on with CL. Adoption. This was introduced in 2017. Before that, it was not there. Very important. After that, 2018, this question has been asked. 2020, this question has been asked. 22, they asked this question. 24, they asked this question. Condition is maximum period is 2 months. Or condition is there. Till the child reaches the age of 1 year, whichever is earlier. So, suppose if you are adopting, it is only for female employee, not for male employee. A female employee adopted a girl child of 8 months old. Then she is eligible for 2 months. Maximum period is 2 months, or the child reaches the age of 1 year. Suppose a female employee adopted a child of 11-month old. In that case, that employee will be eligible for only 1 month adoption leave, not 2 months, because the child will reach 1 year because she is taking only at the time of 11th month. So 11, 12, 2 months, or the child reaches the age of 1 year, whichever comes first. It is once during the service, not twice. It is once during the service for childless female employee, not legal. And one more condition is the adoption should be legal. And one more other condition is the child should be below 1 year of age. Suppose if you are adopting a child of 2 years, this adoption leave will not be granted because the condition is already broken. No, you can adopt, but you will not get adoption leave because already it is 1 year is old. And the problem is that since you have to take care of the baby, adoption leave is given up to 1 year. Proof of adoption with the adoption deed has to be given to the HR department. Paternity, it is for male employee, less than 2 surviving children, not exceeding 15 days, and 15 days before confinement of wife, or ending 6 months date of delivery, you can take to your own convenience. Can be availed in case of valid adoption child below the age of 1 year also. This can be availed in case of valid adoption child below the age of 1 year also. So paternity leave can also be applicable for adoption. One more condition. Paternity can be for male employee, but condition is again 1 year. Child below 1 year. Sanction will be treated as par with maternity leave. Can be clubbed with any kind of leave except CL. Only thing CL will be clubbed with only examination leave and leave on loss of pay and quarantine leave, not with any other type of leave. Exam leave. Now, I think they are conducting on Saturdays and Sundays. There is no need for taking examination leave, but condition is like this, only for 2 times leave per subject. This is condition, but nowadays they are not asking this question. Even 2010-11 they asked, but nowadays they are no. Trade union leave, 15 days. Go through this. How many trade unions leaves are there and how many persons should enjoy. Quarantine leave. This has been asked after Corona. 2020 up to 2020, this question has not been asked. After 2020, 22, this has been asked, and 23, this has been asked. Quarantine leave is applicable not for the employee. Employee should not suffer on quarantine, but if the family members suffered with infectious disease, they given the infectious disease name itself: cholera, smallpox, plague, diphtheria, typhus fever, and cerebrospinal meningitis, and infectious disease like now corona is also added. Infectious disease, then if the family member is affected, employee will be granted quarantine leave. There is no minimum and maximum. Unless the medical officer submitted that the employee has to be quarantined for 28 days or 14 days. That number of quarantine leave is eligible by the given by the company. So that is quarantine leave. Leave of absence for duty necessitated not to attend the office in cons, because if he comes to the office, it will be infectious to the other employees also. That's why company is quarantining the employee. If the employee is suffered by infectious disease, then he has to take sick leave, not quarantine leave. If the family suffers infectious disease like for quarantine leave, this is the condition. So this they asked 2 times. Extraordinary leave, loss of pay, 3 months is allowed. It will be 3 months sanctioned by LOP. 90 days LOP can be sanctioned by the regional office, regional in charge. Beyond that, it has to be sanctioned only by the head office, not by the regional office. So 90 days LOP can be granted by the regional office with sufficient documentary proof. Then only the regional in charge will sanction. More than 3 months, it has to be recommended by the regional in charge to the head office. No salary for the period of LOP. Very importantly, the 4th point, increment will be postponed each time when LOP is more than 30 days. I will give you a case study for this point. I prepared a questionnaire. During that, while seeing through the questionnaire, we will come to this point. For each year, this 30 days increment will be postponed. For example, an employee was LOP for 20 days only during a particular year. Year will be calculated from the date of joining to the date of next increment. You will be getting the increment only on the date of next increment. 1 year completion. Suppose in the month of he joined in the month of October 25. If 10 days LOP was availed in the month of December, the number of days is 10, which is less than 30, which will not affect his increment at the time of October 26 when he is before confirmation. Suppose in the month of December he took 40 days LOP because of severe illness. He took 40 days loss of pay because there is no limit. He is a probationer. He took 40 days LOP. In that case, his probation will be extended for 40 days and his increment will be postponed to the next month. Not in the month of October, it will be extended to the month of November. So that is the point on LOP. This is very important. LOP case. We will go through this LOP in the afternoon. Then there are several leaves: family planning, territorial army, sports, maximum number of days, special leave, curfew leave, Republic Day parade leave, conference for insurance institute, for attending the conference institutes, blood donation leave. So several authorized leaves are there. Just to go through it, some questions I asked in the previous year, some they omitted. Sports leave they asked, and blood donation leave they asked, and conference of insurance institute they asked in 1 year, 2014 or 15, I don't know. And special leaves extra are there. That is natural calamity leave. It will be taken care by the regional office. Mountaineering and trekking, blood donation leave, and election duty, excising franchise, it will be taken care by the regional states of the regional office. So blood donation leave 2 days in a year, and excise election duty for excising franchise, and election duty also, if the election officer in the particular state confirms that they need for 2 days, granting of 2 days is there. If they asked for request for 3 days, company will grant 3 days election duty leave. So that is special leave. There are certain exits are there: superannuation, voluntary retirement, resignation, golden gate, removal and dismissal, death. Only point is now the concept of golden gate is not there. Previously it was there. I will tell you what is golden gate, but now it is not there. Only exits are superannuation, voluntary retirement, VRS, resignation, removal, dismissal by departmental inquiry, and the death of an employee. So these are all the exits. This is not there. Golden Gate was removed by all the companies 3 years before. Provident Fund, you know what is Provident Fund. And gratuity as per Act, we will go through in the afternoon. Gratuity as per scheme, we will go in the afternoon. Pension calculation, we will go. Family pension, the tax, term insurance. These factors I will explain to you in the afternoon. GSI limit, these are all just figures only. Just to go through this GSLI group savings linked. I have given the presentation, the revised limits only. This is 1/12/2015. GTAS amount has been revised 2015. And the group term insurance, family pension, these are all revised. Just to go through it. And in case of any, I will explain to you. These are all the GSLI limit effective from, I think, GSLI deposit linked only. It came in the year leave encashment. Leave encashment. This is important. Several questions has been asked. Leave encashment. It is 22-23. That is even starting from even to odd, excluding officiating, conveyance, entertainment, function allowance. Any allowance is not applicable for encashment. During service, encashment will be taken care of. Basic, DA, HRM, CCA, FPA, everything. But at the time of retirement, you will get only basic, DA, FPA. For death, you can treat it at par with serving employee. For death, this question has been asked twice. In case of death of an employee, what all the components will be taken care for calculating the encashment? That is basic, DA, FPA, encashment, HRA, CCA, everything will be taken care. Okay. We will break for tea and we will reassemble by another 10 minutes.